So today I'm going to be filming for you my what's on my iPhone and my iPad video. Okay, so let's get started with what's on my iPhone. So I like to keep the front screen pretty clear, so I've just got the 4 icons along the top, and I've got my general utilities with things like a calendar, calculator, clock, that kind of thing, and then I've got my camera, the settings and my messages just along the top, and my screensaver is a picture of me and my husband on our wedding day. And then down on the bottom I've got the actual phone icon, I've got my mail, my internet browser which is Safari, and my music. If I slide across to the next screen, then you'll see there that I've got a bunch of icons. Now I try to keep it relatively organised, so I've got one for like entertainment, one for games, my reminders, FaceTime, photography, social media, blah blah blah. So I kind of categorise them, and then I've got a bunch of apps within each category. The entertainment one, and on that one I have got the videos app and the LBC app. I'm such a geek, but I love listening to London's Biggest Conversation, although I don't think it's even called London's Biggest Conversation anymore. But anyway, that's the main ones that are in my entertainment thing. And then I've got like a few other things like YouTube, podcasts, newsstand, things like that over there. And then I've got my games kind of section, and in that section I've got stuff like the Game Centre, I've got Angry Birds, Emoji, Pac-Man, Rayman, Run, and Elf Yourself. Now the ones that I play the most on here I would say would be Angry Birds and Pac-Man. I love the old school classics like Pac-Man and Tetris, so I really love playing that, and I'm so glad you can get the app for it on the iPhone. Now the really fun section, and my favourite one, is the photography one, and on this one I've got things like PicFix, Tweetgram, PicStitch, Golden Hour, loads of apps. I've also got the Beautiful Mess, Photobucket, Instagram, and then Instavid, Instapic, PicPlayPost, Flipgram. Now out of these, my absolute favourite would be Instagram, of course, has to be Instagram, forever on that. And I also really do love the Beautiful Mess and the Golden Hour. That's a really great app. If you're into sort of photography, or you have a blog and you want to know when's the best time in your time zone to take pictures and things like that, then the Golden Hour app tells you what's going on. The Golden Hour app tells you when is that perfect golden hour of the day to get the best possible images. So I really think that's a brilliant app. And I recently kind of got into PicPlayPost and Instavid. I really like these two. I love the way that you can kind of like create like a collage and a mixture of different images and videos and text and things like that, and filters on. So I really do like these, and I like the ones where you can add music to it as well. That's brilliant. I've also got the notes section, and I have just got so many notes on my phone. It's unbelievable. I've had this phone for a while. I probably need to go back through the notes section and delete stuff now because it's probably too old, but that is really, really handy. Then my social kind of media one folder, I've got so much going on in here. I've got a Tumblr, which I never use, or the Blogger and the Blog Loving one I use a lot. If I'm on the go and I want to write a blog post, then I've got that there. I don't tend to use it on my phone. I've got the app on my iPad, and I use it more there. I feel like it's a bit more user friendly, but particularly the Blog Loving. I'm also on Pinterest, so if you guys are on Pinterest as well, then I'm there too, and you can come along and check me out. I'll leave some links down below, but I love using Pinterest on the go, but I mainly use it on my iPad as opposed to on my phone. I also have a general kind of lifestyle section on my phone, and in here I've got things like the Tube Map, Google Maps, Hotel app, Runtastic, TripAdvisor, an app called Ringo, so I tend to like do a lot of park and rides to work, so the Ringo app's fantastic, so you can pay your parking and not get a parking fine, and you can do it on the go, and you don't have to worry about having like a change. That's really good. I've got Spotify. I've also got something on here called Viber, and that's so it's like an internet kind of texting and phone call service, which is quite handy. And then one of my favourite apps is Wunderlist, and this is basically a fantastic app specialising in lists. I love a good list, and this is really great. You can just have as many lists as you want going on, and then you go through it, and you can just tick things off as you accomplish things on your list. So I really like that. And being a kind of blogger, YouTuber, whatever, I do have some fashion-y bits on here. And I've got things like the ASOS app, eBay, Topshop, What I Want Today, New Look, and Polybore. And I especially love the ASOS and eBay apps. They are really, really user-friendly. And the ASOS app links really nicely to my ASOS account. So if I put something in my saved items, I log onto the computer and I go onto ASOS, it's there as well. So that's really a really great app. I've got other apps on here. I've got the Bible, which is quite nice to be able to have scriptures and Bible verses. Oh, my phone going off. I've also got the Kindle app, which is really good because then I can read books, and it's synced with my iPad, which I tend to read books more on my iPad. So if I'm at a certain page on my phone, if I open it on my iPad, then it will automatically open up in that place as well. I just love the Kindle app because I feel like you can just always have a book handy on the go without having to kind of lug around a heavy sort of book. I've got quite a few photos on here, and lots of random kind of things, like holiday pictures and just loads of stuff. So it's quite nice to keep them handy. You can look back on some of the memories and smile about them, which is nice. So my iPad's pretty similar to my iPhone in terms of apps. I haven't really customised the home screen much. I've just got a ton of apps on the front, and I haven't put a picture or anything on there yet. I should really get around to doing that though. But in terms of apps that are different to what's on my phone or that I use particularly, I use my Pinterest app quite a lot on my iPad. I quite like being able to spot images and pin things on the go, and I feel that on your iPad you've got a bigger screen, so it's just a bit more user friendly. The other thing I use a lot on my iPad is actually Hootsuite. So this is a social media app that allows you to schedule tweets and Facebook messages and things like that. And I do work full time, but I still want to be able to interact and promote blog posts to let you guys know if I've got new videos or blog posts up. So I like to use Hootsuite to be able to communicate with you guys. And this is a really great, user-friendly and straightforward app. And I think if you're a blogger or a YouTuber, you should definitely check this out because it makes your life so much easier. As I mentioned, I do have the Blogger and the blog loving apps on my phone, but I particularly like to use them on my iPad. I find that the iPad version is just so much more user-friendly than the one on your phone. It's the bigger screen, I think, that just makes it a lot easier. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of posts already here that I'm kind of in my drafts ready to go. And if I'm maybe on the train or the tube, I've got an idea for a blog post, so I can quickly jot that down and save that as a draft, and then go back to it later, make any amendments and drop some images in. I really love following other people's blogs and reading blogs, so I absolutely love the blog loving app, and that definitely does keep me up to date with all my favourite blogs and bloggers. So I've got quite a few on here that I follow on a regular basis. I've only really got 2 photography apps on my iPad because I don't feel like the iPad's that good for taking pictures. I've got Instagram and Pick and Pay Post, but to be honest, I don't use them as much on my iPad as I do on my phone. And as I mentioned, I do have the Kindle app on my iPad, which is so handy. It's got a great screen for being able to read your favourite books, and I've got quite a few here, and I've got some I haven't read yet. So 12 Years a Slave I've got waiting to be read, and also The Book Thief. I haven't read those yet, so those are my 2 books I'm going to be moving on to next. And the final thing I wanted to show you on my iPad is my videos folder, and that's basically where I've got things like iTV Player, 4OD and YouTube, of course. Now, I love to be able to keep up with things on the go, especially YouTube, but if I've missed a TV show and maybe I'm travelling and I want to be able to kind of catch up with it, then I've got those apps as well. I used to have the BBC iPlayer app, but I'm not sure where that's gone. I must have deleted it by accident. But yeah, I'd love to be able to catch up TV on the go if I don't want to miss any of my absolute favourite shows.